We're back to the important decision of the day. And to cut long story short, I'm putting up the recommendation as it is, I think, just to clarify, so we can have a decision made. And D's going to read, approve the Shield logo with the letter H for the Hamilton Ring Road named route. Now, I will take an amendment and a foreshadowed motion if we want, no problems, but otherwise we're going to be all over the place. So I'm going to move that, seconded by Jeff, then I'll take amendment. I know there's amendment, I think from Mark wants to move the amendment that it's R. Is it? What? What are you talking about?
See the request list?
No, I'm not. I'm just taking. I'm getting the motions and amendments sorted out.
I wanted to get. The reason
All right, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you after. Yeah. Well, Mark signalled first. He's been waving his hand around.
Oh, he hasn't?
No, no.
You signalled first.
No. You, Gary, yours is going to be foreshadowed. Yours is R.
H with the R.
H with the R.
The other one that's there.
Mark, the motion says H.
Yes.
What's your amendment?
HR.
HR. Thank you.
Can I just be very clear? He means that HR, doesn't the
Yes.
that one there?
Is there a seconder for that? Yes. James. Okay, that's what happens. Now, foreshadowed motions, I'll just get them out there so we know what, if you vote against that amendment, what will come on the stream. Gary, what's yours?
HR,
With
but a clear H and a clear R.
all in black, all in the H.
Why do you have to bring race into this? Everyone, every time I turn around, someone's talking about colour.
Gary.
So, you know, it's black, correct.
Yeah.
So white with a black,
So we
black
know
lettering.
that. Is there any other alternative, which would be the second foreshadowed? We don't have to ask for seconder for them now. Okay, so you know what the alternatives are going to be. We're going to vote on the. I'm not going to have speaking anymore. We're going to vote on the amendment, but from Mark and James, which is HR as shown on paragraph 35. That's the amendment. The alternative, the motion is just an H, solid black H in the shield. Instead of the R, would be an H that you can see there. So that's the current alternative. And then if the amendment loses, we go to the foreshadowed motion. Any questions of clarification?
I'll second Gary's.
No, we don't have seconders yet. Only if we need it, we'll come back to you for that. But you've done quite nicely to signal what you support anyway.
To speak at all?
No. That's in standing orders. I've just written them. I think we know, Ryan, I think we know what we're talking about here, and it's not an earth-shattering decision. Okay. So I'm asking you to vote on the amendment, for or against. That's Mark and James' amendment for HR, as shown here.
Very important to use the screens because this one is
Yes, absolutely.
very contentious.
Shh. Okay, now that's been lost by 5 votes to 6. So I'm now taking the foreshadowed amendment, which is from Gary, seconded by Ryan, that the HR be 2 distinct letters, both in black on the white shield. Yeah. So is that clear? So that it's for or against that amendment. And Martin, there is no fence for you to sit on here.
Can't sit on a fence here.
Has anyone not voted? Can we tell who's not voted?
Yes, Martin.
Martin.
I've voted. Yes.
All right, that's been carried. Okay, that is now the motion. Now the motion is as reads, but D says approves the shield logos with the letters HR in solid colour for the Hamilton Ring Road. Yeah, okay? That is the motion. Now, would you vote for or against that? Okay, that is carried. Thank goodness for that. Is there anything else we have to do with that one, Dawn? No, all done?
I'd like to suggest, send us one a bit of a winner, that we move to sell the Cleveland's Event Centre.
Gary, just...
The wind's blowing my way.
No, I realise this is the only vote you've won in the last 12 months, but that's a bit over the top. Okay, councillors, thank you. We've gone to now to the hang on, what was the other one you were doing, Dawn? The transport centre, eh? Chris. Oh, Chris. Is it Chris? All right. Sorry. So we're doing on page 168 the transport centre refit. Chris.
So, councillors, this is, in my mind, a process issue. So we had a joint project to do some refurbishment work and renewals at the transport centre. The chief executive used his delegation up to 250 to approve the contract sum. There was additional work done at the request and at the cost of council, which took the cost up to 300.
At the cost of the regional council.
Of the regional council. So not at the cost of this council, at the cost of regional council. So we're just seeking retrospective approval to approve the contract sum up to the $300,000.
So we have to do that because it's beyond the chief executive's delegated authority as a result of WRC expanding the brief of the work at their cost. But it's still coming in under our contract, so technically we have to do that now. Moved by Leo, I'll second. I'll beat you, James. Is there any questions or discussion, Gary? And then, oh, sorry, I'm looking at the other sheet. God, questions on this, Martin?
Two questions. We're talking about the transport centre. We're talking about visitors. Presumably, we're talking about having really good upgraded toilets, and that you can properly use, and also visitor information stands. In terms of the layout, I haven't seen the plans.
Dawn will correct me if I'm wrong, but this was a specific refit just to put new people in there. We have a big project for the transport rejuvenation coming up in the new plan, where we'll look at a lot of that.
So that's a separate item.
It's a separate project
okay, no,
coming up the next year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. And Gary?
Just to be very, very clear, thanks, Dave. This has got this is nothing to do with our ratepayers or our spend.
No, the 76,000 additional work is not ours. The part before that is ours.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yep. That's correct. Yep. And sorry, I've got Rob. Yep.
Just a quick one there on 76,000 that's mentioned in paragraph 18 and in paragraph 19. Is that the 75 that's mentioned in paragraph 15?
Sorry, let me just go back. So
No, it's not.
No.
So we're up for the 75, are we? Yes. That's our share, and Waikato Regional Council's up for 76.
Yes, that's which is part of the 156, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Sorry, Emily, who put the paper together, had to go for a sick child, so Chris is trying to work out what his staff have said.
No, what I signed off, actually.
Yeah. Any other questions? No. So we'll go to the recommendation that's been, it was moved and seconded, yes, by Leo and myself, that the Growth and Infrastructure Committee approve the increase to the approved contract sum 224 to 300. All those in favour say aye. Against, that's carried unanimously. Thanks. Thank you. Now we go to, where's Keith? There's Keith there. This is on page 171, the future-proof quarterly indicator monitoring report. So Keith, would you like to introduce it? Thanks.
Certainly. Good afternoon, councillors. Just to highlight that the content of this report was brought to council in a briefing in June, and this report now is just to formally submit the report at the first available opportunity today. So yeah, if you do have any further questions with regard to this content, I will be attending the briefing tomorrow with regard to the broader growth monitoring work that's conducted, but happy to take any questions now.
Gary?
I'll move.
Okay, seconded by James. Any discussion on this, noting we've got it on tomorrow again, or the general area? Okay, those in favour, against, it's carried unanimously again. Thanks, Keith, sorry to make you wait. And DC's, was it remissions for the the third quarter? That's on page 189. Stafford again. Sorry, you've been a big gap in between them, sorry. Okay, do you want to introduce it?
Yes, so this is the remissions reporting again. We do this quarterly, so are there any questions?
It's been moved by Rob and seconded by Leo. Gary, did you want to ask a question?
No, I was just going
Oh, okay, sorry.
very happy for someone else to move.
Okay. That's been moved and seconded. No questions. So I'll put the resolution. Those in favour raise their hands. Against, that's carried unanimously. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I'll move now that we go into public excluded as per the resolution on page 192, seconded by Mark. Those in favour, against, that's carried. Okay, so we'll wait for half a minute, turn to the other agenda while the public leave, all the masses of public that are here. Just got one